Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to be taking a look and doing a first impressions review on the new Wet n Wild Photo Focus Dewy foundation. So the original version of this foundation was not my cup of tea. It was super hyped up, so I bought into it like everyone else, ran out and bought it, put it on my face and hated it. Oh, it looked so bad on me. So I'm really hoping that this is the answer to my prayers for a cheap, dewy, beautiful drugstore foundation. So if you want to see my first impressions and how I get this look and how it wears throughout the day, then sit back, relax, enjoy the video, and don't forget, like below, subscribe to my channel, and hit that notification bell. Okay, everybody, we are back. We are zoomed in on my face just a little bit more so we can see everything a little bit better. But before we start, I'm actually gonna read the claims of this foundation. So this says, a weightless, super nourishing foundation that delivers a natural all-day wear. Silky and creamy, coverage is easily buildable from medium to full, and it easily transitions from day to night wear. Ideal for normal to dry skin types, this moisturizing formula blends seamlessly, blurs imperfections, and helps minimize the appearance of pores for a perfectly smooth, dewy finish. Sounds pretty damn good to me, so fingers crossed this works as well as it says it's going to. I have the shade, what did I get? This one's light warm. The shades online looked wacky and was like really hard to tell what they were gonna be. And let me look, how many shades do they have in this? This one has, okay, it has 14 shades, which isn't great. From what I'm seeing online, it doesn't look super impressive shade range wise, so take that with a grain of salt. But like I said, I have the shade light warm, and this doesn't come with a pump. This comes with that weird kind of paddle applicator. And so I've already washed my hands right before I started, and I'm gonna take, oh God, that seems like a lot. I'm gonna take some of the foundation, and I'm actually gonna go in with my Blendiful. I've been really liking this, and I'm just gonna quick kind of blend this all over the face, get an even layer all over, see how that looks, and then if I wanna try to build it up in some areas, I'll do that. So let's dip right in. So the color is definitely a little light for me, but the original foundation, which I didn't really like, I didn't like the formula, but the original foundation oxidized on me a little bit. So I was expecting that from this one as well. And like I said, the shade range is kind of weird to look at online. So when I ordered this, I wasn't totally sure. So it looks a little light, but then like I said, already on my cheek, I can see where it's kind of blending in. This Blendiful sponge or puff, I don't know what to call it, you guys. I've been really back and forth. It is super good. I'm very impressed still. It's been easy to clean. I've literally cleaned it like every day. I think yesterday was the first day I didn't clean it in between, and I didn't feel like there was a big difference. If it didn't feel like it was like gunked up, clogged up like I do with a sponge that I use powder on. If I try to go in and not clean that after using it, it just makes everything look like garbage because it's so full of stuff. Whereas this doesn't eat my product. So I feel like I'm using a lot less. So this, the original one, I remember there being a really intense smell. This definitely has a fragrance, but it is exponentially lighter than the original one. The original one was so fragrant. It smelled like paint, like actual paint, which is whatever, it's makeup, it is paint. But it was really intense. And this one is more, I don't know, it smells a little less like paint and a little more perfumey, I guess. So there's still definitely fragrance in this, I'm sure. But so far, ooh, this is looking pretty good from far away. Definitely a little light for me. I'm gonna grab, where's a smaller mirror actually? I'll grab this one. Oh, ooh. I spoke too soon. This from far away looked good. Up close, this is looking, bad. There's really no other way to say that. Like, this just doesn't really look like I'm used to. Like in the monitor I'm looking and it looks, I mean, fine, dewy, yes, but in person it kind of it's looking shockingly dry. It is not blending into my nose like at all. It just kind of wants to set on top. I think that's all over. It just kind of looks like it's sitting on top of my skin, not with my skin. Not amazing. Okay, let's try something else. What if I take, so sometimes it's just like the medium that you're using. So sometimes foundations work better with a brush, sometimes a sponge, sometimes the puff. We are gonna try, actually I have a sponge close, so actually use a sponge really fast. I'm gonna take a touch more of this, try to build this up on my cheeks really fast. It is building and looking better with a sponge, but still definitely not my favorite thing I've put on my face in a while. Yeah, no, this is, oh. I would first off not call it a medium to full because I'm not really getting a lot of, it's not really building much. I would definitely call this a solid medium, light medium. You can pretty much see all my spots coming through. Yeah, I don't know. Okay, well, I'm gonna finish the rest of my makeup, conceal, powder, bronzer, blush, highlight, all that craziness, and then see how this starts to look. Maybe it'll look better with everything on. Maybe it'll warm up to my skin a little bit. I don't know. So far, I don't have super, super high hopes, but I will be back with a full face on here in just a second. Okay, everybody, so I'm back. I've powdered, I've put my concealer on. I've used stuff I use every day. I use my Huda Beauty powder. I use my Dewy concealer. And this looks horrible. Like, horrible. Like, so far, it's like, light coverage at best. Looks pretty damn dry. And I very lightly powdered, and I usually use a pretty good amount of powder. Even though I'm dry, I find that if I set my face really well at the end, keeps my makeup on, but I don't look crazy. This just looks dry and awful, so I do not have very high hopes. Maybe this will warm up a little bit, but so far this is a no from me. I'm gonna finish the rest of my makeup, go on throughout my day. I'll check in probably one more time, and then I will check in at the end of the day to let you know how this wore after 8 hours. Odds aren't great that this is gonna end well. But if you wanna see how this video turns out, then stick around and I will see you for my next check-in. Okay, everybody, I'm here for my first natural light check-in. I've been hanging out at Union Station editing a video, and I just wanted to pop on here and take a peek. So it is definitely looking better than it did. It did warm up to my face a little bit, but with that, it has oxidized like I thought it would. It's definitely gotten warmer on my skin. For my cheeks and stuff, I'm noticing a lot of texture that I don't normally notice. But for my forehead, it looks fine. My nose looks a lot better than it did when I started. Like, oh my gosh, it was so bad before. But it's just so far. Not loving it. I don't have super high hopes. I have to wait for another like 5 more hours. So fingers crossed this doesn't continue to look worse. But I will check in at the end of the day. Okay, everybody, we are back after 8 hours, and it is time for my final impressions on this foundation. The verdict is, this totally sucks. I hate this foundation. I cannot tell you how much I don't like it. Actually, I am right now. It is patched off, if not completely disappeared around my nose, like completely. Yet somehow it has managed to cling enough to my skin to make every pore and fine line look exponentially worse. So this is definitely a big thumbs down for me. The Wet n Wild Dewy foundation is a no-go. It's only $6.50, so price point's great, but the shade range was piss poor, and this just does not look good. And I am the driest of the dry, and that's what this is for. So no, thank you. Save your money, people. But if you liked what you saw today and you want to see more content like this in the future, don't forget, like, subscribe below, hit that notification bell, and thank you so much for watching. Love y'all.